Okay, so this question says in the year 2000, a scientist determined there were 2,000 of a certain type of deer in a forest preserve. The table shows the population after the year 2000. So here is our table. That's what it looks like. So in 2000, there were 2,000 in the deer population. After 1 year after that, there's 2,100. 2 years after that, there's 2,250. Now, what this question is asking us to do is to, one, determine if what is shown, if it's a percent increase or a percent decrease. So is this growth or decay? What's an equation that represents the context and the information that is given? And then what is the percent increase or decrease that is occurring? So what do we know when we look at our table? Well, that 2000 is seen there. It's an initial value. We're going to assume that this is exponential. The function is modeled by an exponential equation. And remember, those come in the form y is equal to a times b to the x, or in this case, n is equal to a times b to the x. Same thing, where our a is our initial value. So we know that our initial value in this case is 2000, as circled there. And then what we need to figure out is how, well, we know it's growing because the number of deer is increasing. So we now need to find the growth factor. And we do that by division. So we're going to take, for example, this right here, the 2000, and we're going to divide it, the 2100, sorry, divided by 2000. And when we do that, here is the result. So what we realize is as you go from 2000 to 2100, that's a 1.05 growth factor. The same is true for the other year, 2100 to 2205. That's also a growth factor of 1.05. All right, so we have enough information to determine the equation of this this model that models the population of deer. So the growth factor is 1.05, and since it's greater than 1, we know it's exponential growth. We know the initial value is 2000 based on what was given in our table, and so the equation that represents or models this situation best is going to be n of t is equal to 2000 times 1.05 raised to the t. Now, what is the percent increase? Now remember, we have said that an increase, we can turn the growth factor into a percent by multiplying by 100, and we multiply by 100 because percent means out of 100. So that's why we multiply by 100. That gives us 105%. The increase is the extra, or how much of an increase there was above the 100, and we do that by subtracting 100 from the 105. So our percent increase in this case was 5%.